Hello and welcome back to episode 51 of St Albans FC Take to the Skies. And before we get into today's episode, if you haven't watched Monday's episode, number 50, get back there, go and watch it, because otherwise you've got a massive spoiler about to happen. And the spoiler is, of course, we are now a League 2 team after one of the most dramatic final days I've ever experienced on Football Manager. We made it into the Football League at long last. It's taken us 6 years to get through the Vanarama South and the National League. Arguably, we probably were unlucky that year to not get into the National League, and perhaps we could have then been 1 year ahead of schedule, or maybe that second year in the National League South gave us a chance to prepare and not get relegated straight away. And then we had a very good first year, a bit of a building year. We were unlucky in our penultimate year, and then finally a fantastic win of the league in our final year. And of course, with promotion to the National League comes a lot of changes to the club. We're now a professional team. Up until now, we have been semi-pro, which of course means training-wise, we've got a lot more coaches. Their workloads are very heavy at the moment. We might see if we can... what we'll do while you're here, we'll ask for some more coaches. We're also going to, out of interest, see if we can get in a new senior affiliate. We've got a stadium expansion in progress. It's currently reduced by 312, but we're working on getting 1,358 seats in. That's due to be completed in December. So we'll have a few months of it being a little bit smaller. But a lot of improvements coming through for us at the moment. And hopefully we'll be well on our way by the end of the season. Let's have a look at some of the new faces in the squad. So, we've got a couple that come over from the end of last season. We've got Daniel Phillips, a centre-back from Manchester City on a free transfer. We've also bought in Ugan Quinn, a central midfielder, a ball winner from Manchester United, again, free transfer, just scooping up the youth players. He looks a very solid ball winning midfielder, so hopefully he'll be able to do a job in there for us. We'll get him trained as a holding mid as well, most likely. Next up we have Dan Cotterill coming in on a free from Liverpool, one of the more ready for this level. Right winger, he's got some very good stats there. His finishes not quite the level we'd like, but overall he looks like he'll add quite a bit to the team. Then we have Zuriel Otse-Taiwo coming in on free from Halifax Town. More of just a backup right back, really. Theo Williams is going to be the guy starting. It's nice to have somebody, although he's not great at it, he can play elsewhere for us if we need him to. But he's just there as a backup more than anything. Then moving into what qualifies on this season, we've got another player from Manchester City, Dan Morgan, a holding midfielder. Again, some very good stats there. 13 passing at this level, that's very good. Bits to work on, but again, 18 years old, there's plenty of time for those stats to increase, particularly now with the full-time training schedule. Then we have Ramez Hefzala. He's not quite as good as we would have liked, but I think he'll still come in and be a bit part player for us. And yeah, it was one where we signed him and he looked a bit better than he's turned out to be, but only £230 a week for 1 year, so we can always let him go if he's not up to the standard. Then we have Fidel O'Rourke coming in from Southend after we loaned him last year and they took him off us in the January. He's come back, so now he can actually play on the left wing where we wanted him to. That was why they took him off us, although he's now got quite a bit of competition from Mathurin. But I think O'Rourke will be a very good player for us to have at the team. Then we have Archie Woods, one of the better signings of the summer. Central midfielder. He can play in the holding as well, which is very nice for us to have. Only problem is concentration. We need to try and figure out if we can boost that a little bit. But other than that, he does look a very good prospect. Only 22 years old. Then we've brought in on loan Edward Bennett, a striker with 15 finishing. His heading's not so good, but he is 6'7". So, in theory, if we can work on his heading with him, then we could have one hell of a player on our hands. And I'm hoping he'll be getting quite a few goals this year, which is something where that's where we've largely struggled. We then brought in a bit more of an experienced head in James Wilson. Obviously, former Manchester United player. He's recently been released from Grimsby Town, where he had been scoring goals for them. Not many, but contributing. It's a nice option for us to have. He can play right wing or striker. He'll probably be on the bench most of the time and just an option for us. And then we have Jacob Knightbridge, a goalkeeper from West Ham. He is on loan, but he's a bit slightly better than Jamie Emery, who's probably going to drop down to the bench at this stage. And hopefully Jacob can come in and do a good job. If we look at the comparison, it's relatively even. You know, where one of them excels, the other one doesn't seem quite as good. Knightbridge has the advantage in aerial, communication and mental, but Emery in speed and shot stopping. So it'll be interesting to see how they battle for that goalkeeper slot, and we'll see who comes out on top in that. Release players, we did release a lot of people this year, including Ashley Harper, unfortunately, Egan, Coley, players who at the time of signing, they were very good, particularly Harper. I really liked Harper. Matt Rush is gone, that was last year to be fair, but he's left, not found a club at the moment, which is a shame. And Sean Jeffers has now become a scout. I did look at bringing him in, but he's not a very good scout, so we won't be doing that. Of course, what that brings us to is it's time to start our League 2 lives. We are expected to fight bravely against relegation. We're predicted to finish 22nd. So we are predicted to survive, as are Scunthorpe, the team who came up with us. They beat Gloucester in the playoff final. Like I predicted, I said I didn't think Gloucester would bounce back from the final day defeat. They almost did, but didn't quite have enough about them. We open the season away to Mansfield, a team who have just finished 4th in the league. And also we've got our Carabao Cup first round, which is against Northampton. They're a League 2 team that finished 18th last year, so I think we've got a good chance against them to find our way into the second round, where of course you get Premier League teams starting to come in. And we hopefully can get a couple of Premier League teams in that. We, of course, start the FA Cup at a later stage. So hopefully we can go a little bit further and we can draw some of the bigger names to generate a bit more money for us. But of course, first thing we need to do is get the season started against Mansfield. And here we have the first ever St Albans lineup in League 2. We've got Knightbridge in goal, a back four of Williams, Phillips, York and Willison Louise. Torre is the holding midfielder, with Woods through the middle. Brain is up front, and then we've got Cotterill on the right, Mathurin on the left and Bennett as the sole striker. Let's give the fans a performance and hopefully we can get a point out of our first game. We're going to hit early crosses towards the 6'7" striker. That just does make sense. And let's get into it. Early highlight here. Phillips plays it to Williams, who goes long towards Bennett, who nods it on, but there's nobody up there with him. Perhaps we need to go back to the 4-4-2, so we've got somebody alongside Bennett. That might be an option for us. Mathurin cuts inside, tries to play out to Cotterill, but it was a poor ball, and it's been headed on to Lipari, and Knightbridge with a fantastic save. When he's first called into action, he does well. Corner though for Mansfield. Thorpe goes towards the far post, and it's headed away well by Torre to Maris. McClelland ends the highlight there. But we're straight back into it with a throw in for Williams. Cotterill plays it back to Williams, who then plays a long ball forward, but it doesn't really go anywhere. Lipari's came and collected that, and Maris going to try and attack for Mansfield. Plays it to Emran, who plays it through to Lipari. Back to Emran. Louise tried to prevent him getting too far into the box. Duhani got a chance for a cross. Goes in, and it's been bounced around. Thorpe had the initial shot, and it was blocked and fell very kindly to Cassidy, who puts Mansfield 1-0 up. And to concede your first goal in a new league in that manner, where it just kind of deflects to them, that hurts a little bit. A free kick for Mathurin to take. It's easily headed away by Semple, and Lipari is on the ball now to try and break away. We may need to review our set pieces with... I don't think I've done so when we've had a lot of changes to the team. Williams does well to head the ball away, but it's straight back to them. Ball in behind Pennant, who's got a chance to cross the box. Oh. And York has tried to tackle his man and ended up actually putting the ball into his own net. And again, it's another goal where we've conceded that's a little bit unlucky, really, and a shame for us. Thrown for Mansfield now. Semple finds Pennant, cross goes in, and Knightbridge does well to claim that one. And he's going to go long to the left wing. Mathurin can't win the header though, and Emran plays the ball towards Pennant, well headed away by Williams, but Thorpe and Semple plays it back over to Pennant, who heads it on to Emran at the far post, and he puts it wide, and that was probably the best chance they've created. And now another highlight for Mansfield, but York clears it away to Bennett, who is tackled. He's very isolated up there. Ball in behind to Cassidy. Oh my goodness, it's 3-0 to Mansfield now. And it's not been a kind start to League 2 football. Free kick for Mansfield now. And it's Maris stepping up. Oh my goodness. He's put it in the top corner. It's 4-0. And we are starting to look a little bit helpless here. Free kick from their keeper. Long ball forward has gone all the way through to Knightbridge, who puts it on the floor and boots it up towards Brain, but it's headed away from him. Williams wins the next ball, and now Woods is on the ball. He's tackled, but plays it out to Louise. Forward to Woods. Mathurin now. A chance for us to attack. Back to Louise. He goes inside to Woods. Back to Louise for a cross now. Cross goes in. Cotterill hits the post. And that is so unlucky. And at half time, we find ourselves 4-0 down. And a little bit helpless at the moment. We're going to just try it. We're going to go to the 4-4-2. Brain's going to go back into midfield. And Woods is going to play in midfield. Brain is going to come off for Rolt. And we're going to put Bennett as an advance forward. Rolt as a poacher. In fact, no. Bennett can be the poacher. Rolt can be a deep line forward to try and link the play together. And let's just see if that comes off for us. Next change now, we're going to bring Cotterill off for O'Rourke. And we'll also send Rosette on for Phillips at the back. Free kick for Mansfield, but it's headed away by York, only as far as Duhani, who goes inside to Ward. Backed out to Emeran on the right-hand side. He plays it across to Williams, who shoots from range and puts it in the top corner. And that's now 5-0 to Mansfield. Louise with a throw in here, throws it to Bennett. And then, even when it bounces back to Louise, he can't get the cross off. Louise back inside to Woods. York goes forward to Louise, but it's headed away again. Maris is breaking away now. And cross is well blocked. Breaks nicely for Mafurin to attack. He plays it to Bennett. One more on to Rolt, and Rolt has been called offside. I thought that was that little bit of hope. And just as we get it, it's taken away from us. And now a late goal kick. Barnes headed away by Louise, though. Duhani plays it to Emeran, who's going to cut inside now. Got space to run into, strikes it, but Knightbridge holds it well. And a bit of a humbling first day in League Two. The thing that's annoying is when you look at the stats as shots and on target, it's very harsh on us. You know, we've gone toe-to-toe with them when it comes to shots. They're just good at finishing their chances. We are better passing, better possession. It's a sign of that. You know, we've been smashed 5-0. Don't get me wrong, but there's little bits that are signs of maybe it was a bit of a Mansfield. We just caught Mansfield on a good day, but hopefully we can shore up for the next game, which of course will be in the episode on Friday. I'm going to review a couple of tactical options as well. So I think what we'll do for now is we'll probably look to come back for the EFL Cup second or third round if we get to them. If not, probably somewhere around the end of September. Barrow and York will probably be the target. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like. Leave your predictions for the season down below. That's not a promising start, but I have confidence we can sort that out. If we look at the season preview, Mansfield are predicted fourth, so maybe they're just a very good team and they know how to take their chances. Hopefully we can sort that out and we'll bounce back a little bit. We've got Stevenage next, who have just finished 13th, so they're a bit more of an average League 2 team. So hopefully we'll bounce back in that one. If you have enjoyed the content on the channel and the series, please do leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you very much for watching.